The sound of an axe being sharpened rings out through the forest. It's the middle of the night and deep in the woods. A family is on vacation in their new home. They're excited to spend the summer there and have a good time. But little do they know, someone is watching them from afar. Inside the house, a young boy named Tim was having trouble sleeping. He kept hearing strange sounds in the forest and assumed it was just the wind. But as the night went on, the sounds got louder and more frequent. Suddenly, he heard what sounded like an axe being sharpened. At first, he thought nothing of it, but then the sound came again, and this time it seemed to be coming from right outside his window. Tim got out of bed to investigate. His parents and younger sister were still sleeping, so he quietly opened his window and looked out into the darkness. That's when he saw him. A tall, muscular man with a sharp axe in his hand stood at the edge of the light from the window. Tim screamed and ran back to bed. He couldn't believe what he had just seen. Was it really an axe? Was the man going to come inside the house? Tim didn't know what to do. He felt like he was about to die. He tried to wake his parents, but they were fast asleep. He started to cry, but no one could hear him over the sound of the wind and the rain. Then suddenly, the door burst open and Tim's worst fears were confirmed. Standing in the doorway was the same man from outside the window. He had a wild look in his eyes and a cruel smile on his face. In his hand, he held the same axe that had scared Tim so much. The man took a step forward and raised the axe above his head. Tim closed his eyes tight, waiting for the blow that would surely end his life. But it never came. Instead, he heard a thud and then silence. Slowly, he opened his eyes and looked up at the man. The axe was still raised above his head, but now the man was staring at something behind Tim. Confused, Tim turned around and saw his parents standing in the doorway, their eyes wide with fear. The man took a step back and lowered his axe. "Who are you?" Tim's dad asked, his voice shaking. "And what do you want?" The man didn't answer. He just stared at them for a long moment, then turned and walked away without another word. Just like that, he disappeared into the darkness. Tim and his family were left in the house alone, but they didn't feel alone anymore. They knew that the man was out there and he would be back, and when he did, they wouldn't be ready for him. They spent the rest of the night huddled together in the bedroom, too scared to sleep or close their eyes. In the morning after, of course, Tim's family was found dead in their beds. The police were called to the scene. They found no signs of forced entry and no evidence that anything had been stolen. But what they did find was a single axe head that matched the description of the one that Tim had seen the night before. As it turned out, the killer was a drifter who had been living in the woods for years. He had attacked and killed several families in the area, and the police were finally able to connect the dots and bring him to justice. Tim's family may have died, but they had not died in vain.